start by offering you a few easy, simple hacks to conduct productive meetings. If you somehow acquire these skills, your meeting experience will be totally different. So the principle of the idea that I'm going to share is about how you could have a productive meeting and jump out of bad meeting habits. Okay? What happened there? What happened? What happened? So you dropped the ball. Literally. So just imagine what went through your mind when you saw the ball flying. You got a bit distracted. You went out of focus. And you probably thought, hey, what's going on? What's up now? What's this with this ball thingy? So these are small things that you can do in our meetings, trainings, workshops, or interaction with anyone to shift the momentum. Having an object is literally a game changer. It makes you engage and interact with people. So if you just did that self-check and you wondered what was going on, there was already something happening at your mental level. So we will learn how to shift people's energy by doing something with a simple thing as a ball. So you're noticing what you're going through and how this will affect, in total, your meeting experience. So what's the first thing that happens in a meeting, everyone? When you come to a meeting, what do? Do you just sit down like this now? Or do you have a good introduction with somebody that you're going to meet with? Yeah, so usually a good meeting starts with a nice, warm hello, hi, how are you? A welcoming smile, a good eye contact, and that already sets a good tone for you. Okay? So you're not going to be able to just sit down and be a consumer here today. You're going to participate and practice out what we are going through so that it becomes an experiential experience for you. So a good meeting starts with an introduction. Similarly, like here when we have a lot of strangers and we want to engage. So the next thing that you're going to do is that you're going to turn to somebody on your right and left, just trying this out. So can you just try it, say hello, my name is, give a warm hello and welcome and shake somebody's hand. Some people out there, yes, I can see you. Yeah, say hello, maybe someone to the back, okay. And say, why are you excited to be here? Take a deep breath, pause, notice what happened to you. Just this small interaction and engagement with another human being brings you to a kind of a situation where you feel warm and centered. You just talk to somebody, maybe it's also someone you know, that's fine. But just interacting with them gives you an opening which is the kind of energy and level that you want to have in your meetings. So you don't want people to come and sit down and strangely and looking at each other just what's going on? So you want to start something like that. So that's a good start. And when you hear everyone's voice and you start with an expectation, you know why you are here. A quick check. How many of you has ever attended a meeting? Any kind of meeting. Okay, most of you have attended. The next question. How many of you had at least attended one boring meeting in your lives? So what about these meetings that made you excited or bored? You got to take care of these details so that you know how to manage this differently. And if you can use the interactions and the engagement and to shift the momentum, like the ball we had just now, your meeting experiences will be totally different. I can assure you that. So your meeting is in progress, and suddenly your mind wanders off to that far, far away place where you think, oh my God, I have this urgent task that I need to do. It's sitting on my desk and I can't concentrate anymore. Or perhaps you were thinking about the difficult conversation that you had with your boss or a customer that has somehow affected you emotionally. So you're running through this film in your mind, and you're like, why that happened? And again, somewhere through the meeting, probably you're thinking about vacation. We heard about vacation earlier, so you're planning your holiday and you're thinking, okay, that would be nice to go, a cool place to go, who do I go with? And at the very least, you might also be thinking about, what do I do when I go home tonight? My spouse asked me to get something for dinner. So these are things that hijack our minds and make us not in the moment during the meetings. So I had the opportunity to work with one of my clients. And so this is the client, name is Miss Jean. Everyone say hi, Miss Jean. Hi. Okay. She has working experience in the hospitality industry all the way to some corporate organization. And part of her job is either to attend meetings or to call people to come for meetings, because she wants to have some discussions, some ideas, some creative thoughts, how she can manage her meetings better. So what she did, like a good employee, she tried to Google up all the do's, don'ts, what do I do, how do I make a meeting engaging, how do I get people involved, and so on. But somehow, along the way, she found, although she knew a lot of things that she needed to do and avoid in the meetings, she didn't quite produce the results that she wanted. One of the main things that she discovered or encountered in her dilemma is that a lot of people are, do you know what that is? Either they are late for meeting or they simply don't turn up. And some other times, the client, she also had back-to-back meetings. So she had to run from one meeting to another meeting, having very minimal buffer in between. So either she was late for someone or she was waiting for someone. So this was a big problem in the meetings. And the next thing that she discovered was that, oh God, in my meetings, people are not participating. They are sitting like a spectator who had bought some tickets in a movie, and they're just relaxed and they're disengaging themselves. So how do you get people to participate? So we're going to do something now. It's really of a participation. Are you willing to participate 100%? Yes. How many of you are? Okay, all right. You are in a stadium, and your favorite team is playing, and you're there to roar for them. Okay? If they get a goal, how would your reaction be? Woohoo, yeah, maybe. So, if they miss the goal, what would your reaction be like? Oh. Okay. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to try all the way to the back. So that's what participation is all about. It takes a few seconds. We do that, and you get the energy going. So why we need to do that? Just observe. How did you feel when you decided to play and you were involved and you were looking at it, your mind, your body, everything was involved in the process rather than only sitting and listening to what I'm saying. So it's very important when you do the meetings or trainings or workshops or whatever that you figure out a small tiny way how you can engage your participants. Otherwise, they will go to sleep. The next thing that my client faced was that, people are, when they're listening, they're busy listening to answer. They want to give you a reply. They are not listening in a way that is engaging the conversation. Many people think that if you listen, if you're doing listening well, you have to be silent and only use your ears. And then after that, yeah, I understand. Okay, so that's not what listening is about. An active listening and engaging listening is about not only paraphrasing, but also to rephrase whatever that you've learned or listened or understood in a way that is useful to the listener. And as well, adding value to the speaker. So you have to process it inside your mind as a listener, what this is meaning. Or not only the audio sound, there's some sound coming. But you also want to look into what this means. How can you interpret with your frame of reference, your understanding? How do you give value to the speaker? So we need to practice listening carefully. And the next thing is that speaking objectively. Many meetings have people who ramble on and on, non-stop, long-winded, and then you go, yeah? And especially if it happens like 2 o'clock, like after lunchtime. That's the prime time to fall asleep. Yeah? There's this skill that comes in where your eyes are open, but somehow, like the fish, they are asleep. Okay? That's something to take note of. And then nowadays we live in the era of technology. So if you really want to get maximum benefit of these next few sessions, you must learn to disconnect. The technology that keeps you connected with people so far away is also the one that keeps you disconnected with the people very near to you. So you know everything, that you say, oh yeah, I know, I understand this, I know this, but knowing is not the same as doing. You may know a lot of things. You also know how to behave and be in an auditorium, but sometimes we don't do the things that we know. And doing is also not the same as being, because you can do something but not be part of it. So always do the things, what you say and what you mean, consistently in your meetings. Start and stop the meetings properly. So then finally I was talking to Michi and she said, okay, you got to now start a new meeting culture. You got to start somewhere so that people get used to what you're doing and this becomes a routine. So how do you start a culture? It's a very big word. A culture begins with something as small as a habit. Okay? So we transformed everything that was a problem, people being late, people not participating, everything to a new meeting culture. In a short while, you will be springing above from your chairs. Okay? So, what's going to happen? You're going to spring up, yeah, like that. Not like this, like really spring up. So when I say 1, 2, 3, you're going to spring up, and my camera is going to zoom in to see who is still like that. Okay? So it's a bit under pressure. And then we will go through quickly with the steps and things that we agreed to do. Why you need to do that? I will tell you right after we finish it. Okay, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Spring up. Okay. Whoops. Okay. We are in the hospital, luckily. Our meeting culture. Give yourselves a big applause. That was 100%. Sit down. Take a deep breath. Maybe you want to have a sip of water. Just notice how you feel. You want to have this kind of energy, a little bit running in your team meetings. Okay? Not so passive. Maybe sometimes you need to have a kind of regression. Let's do it. And then, you feel pumped up. So you're going to do this. And the reason we experience this is that after this, when you have to attend a meeting, do a meeting, think about how you can shift the energy level. These are not very complicated things. It's not rocket science. So you and I can do it. And that means that you have to unlearn some of the things that you have learned and relearn what we are doing now. Normally in the meetings we want to think outside the box. Okay? But just imagine, all our lives, we are in a box. We live in a box. We come to work in a box. Probably your office looks like a box. You eat something out of a box as well. So then how do you think outside the box? So the trick to do that is to unlearn and relearn new things. So you can't only use body language and interactions to engage people. Because imagine if I don't use a good content, I'm not talking and I'm like, do you know what I'm talking about? No. So only body language doesn't count. But it has to go in complement. So a well-prepared agenda basically looks like this. It looks like an arc of tension. People come to your meeting, like just now when we We had the beginning part where we started. We did an introduction. Then we went to a few main points, all the big problems in meetings. In a short while, we will look into some things which are decisions and then what you can do. And at the end, it's finished. So the agenda, this arc of tension is valid whether you are doing a 15-minute meeting, 30 minutes meeting, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, whatever. There's always an arc. It starts with low expectation, people's energy build up, then afterwards it's going to drop. So once you are aware about this, you've got to decide, you want to let the energy drop or do you build a new arc? A new arc is always built with a little bit of experience, a little bit of interaction, something spontaneous, something uncharted, something that's, shifts my body. So that's how you build multiple arcs. So I could stand here for 15 minutes and talk in a monotone, or I could do something to engage you periodically to keep the momentum and shift the energy up and down. You can also do this and have very good results in your meetings. Giving agenda and some context to the meeting really saves a lot of time in the meeting, but of course you need to prepare. When you spend time preparing for the meeting, people come informed and they are ready to make decisions. So you can think about what you can do for the future. Rather than, okay, it happened like that, it was like this, it was like this. So what's the purpose of all that? Reporting versus charting. You want to be charting your future to have some productive meeting habits. So what can you do about productive meeting habits? You can have verbal content, good body language, and productive meetings. You could do a few hacks. Some of these hacks starts with a kiss, keep it short and simple. Two-way communication and engagement. If you have PowerPoint, okay, you can do a stand-up meeting outside, or if you are luxurious enough, you will have some beanbags and you can have these discussions. So you can decide if you want to be in your boardroom or in a boardroom. You can move out to somewhere else. So you could be in a new meeting space. You can have such kind of excitement and engagement in the meetings. So this is the summary of what we have done. Our meeting culture, we had the agenda, we had the things, the quick hacks that you can do, and last 3 tips. Knowledge alone is not enough. You must do. That means, what happened? Okay. So finally, make it a meeting that you want to attend, and the real meeting only after that people can start doing the work. So what happened to the client finally? Actually, she's happy to be here to share this stage with you. Thank you.